Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GW Panther, the Tier 7 German SPG. This one's located on the northeast corner of Karelia, and it's under the command of Hacke. And countdown's about to end. There you go. Well, I learned something new about the GW Panther today. Apparently, the original vehicle was actually going to have a turret that was a little further forward than is actually shown in the game. In fact, the original Panther was going to have a 128mm gun, not the 15cm. And then the designs actually showed that they were going to fit the 15cm, which is the same gun, the top gun, on the Hummel. But then they changed their minds again and said they wanted the 15cm, which was actually the K43, which was a completely new design, and well, that one didn't get produced. These were new howitzers. Of course, the howitzer, the K18 on the Hummel, was already in production, so that wouldn't have been a new one at all. First shot misses the Emil. He's actually quite lucky because both Arty on his team are Tier 7 GW Panthers. It's a Tier 8 game. On the enemy team, they've got a GW Panther and an S51. He's loaded, ready to go. Rounds out the BZ-176 and he lands the shell directly in front of him. Picks up 109. Another interesting thing about the GW is that you'll notice on the sides of the vehicle an arrangement that looks a bit like a crane. And in actual fact, it is a crane, because what they were intending to do was dismount the turret and put it in a separate emplacement so it would operate on its own. In fact, the original plan for the Hacke 10, which is in the game's the Tier 4 German SPG, the Panzer Selbstfahrler Peter 4B, that actually was supposed to have a dismountable turret as well. In fact, both designs look very, very similar because they both had a centrally mounted turret, but with different guns. The Hacke actually has a 105mm gun, whereas the Panther was supposed to have either a 128 or a 15cm. So you learn something new every day. In fact, I also learned that apparently the company that was building the Panther, which was Krupp, actually ordered parts from the manufacturer of the Panther, which was MAN, Maschinenfabrik Augsburg and Nuremberg. That's what MAN means. So they actually ordered the parts for a Panther that they were going to put into the GW Panther, but they didn't order a hull. They were actually going to manufacture their own hull, but using parts of the GW. So it was going to be a specific vehicle that might not actually look like a GW. Oh, that was a direct hit on the E25. It wasn't going to quite look like a GW. That's the later drawings actually showed something that looked much more like a Panther. Okay, getting back to the battle. Not much damage so far, but we're about to be loaded, so we should be able to hit this IS-3. Oh, that was a little further forward than we wanted. But we did pick up some stun assists because it looks like our fellow Arty also fired in the same direction. Let's go and try again. Something else that I learned recently, but from a different source, was that apparently some players, such as Skill, have actually recommended the GW Panther as the best Arty to actually pass the personal missions if you are going to play the personal missions. Some players don't advise you to do it. I know for certain. Oh, and he's got his first kill, took out the Super Hellcat. I know one player, which is actually Steve Walst, recommends you bypass all of the Arty missions altogether and just use your warrants to get past it. We don't advise that because obviously then you'll be missing out on a lot of gameplay which will teach you not only how to play Arty, but also how to avoid Arty. Okay, he's looking down into the pass. There he is, Skoda this time. Let's see how we can hit him. Well, did damage the tracks and stunned him. Standard reload for the GW Panther is 25.89 seconds. And I'm pretty sure that Hacke has got a reload time closer to 20 seconds or so. 22 seconds. And that was a direct hit on the Skoda. Although I suspect that it was probably more to this side of the Skoda. But he's picked up stun assist off it. He'll give it another go, because if he does get the shell in there... Oh, no, too late. The Shrek got there before us, and he's claimed the kill. Now, we can't hit that BZ-176, because he's in the lee of the rock. So he's actually... he's in defilade. We can't hit that spot there. Got a red line. But we should be able to hit some of the other enemies, if our team will spot them for us. Now, something unusual I've noticed actually about Hacke is he's not using premium consumables. If you look down at the bottom of the screen, you can see he's actually got a manual fire extinguisher, a first aid kit, and a repair kit. Now, that's something, again, that we would advise players. You really do need to use premium consumables if you want to have a fast reload rate, and it does improve the aiming as well. In fact, it improves everything to do with the vehicle and makes it much easier to earn credits. And that Barask is getting way too close to comfort. Now, it might be a good idea for Hacke to get ready to shotgun that Barask if he comes around that corner. I don't think he will get a chance to get around the corner, though, because we've got a Scorpion nearby. And, in fact, two Scorpions. In fact, that Scorpion went round the corner and took a big hit from Barask, but he got the kill. Okay, so we didn't get spotted. Ooh, that was the roar of an enemy Arty, which tends to make me think that he's after our teammate. The BZ has gone down. Okay, so there's the Emil. We can't hit him. If you're wondering why I'm speaking funny at the moment, I actually have got a bit of a problem with one of my tonsils, you might say. And it's playing up, and that's why it's kind of changed the way I speak for a moment. So I have to take care of the fact that otherwise I might bite the side of my mouth. Okay, can't hit the Emil unless he comes down a little further. A lot further. Our Shrek has got completely past him. And if he does pop out, we've got another tank behind. And I'm wondering, I think that might be one of the Scorpions. It's gone down there. Okay, our Shrek is headed straight for the enemy cap area, and so it would be a good idea for Hacke to actually start aiming down that end of the map. There's only 4 enemies left, and as soon as the Shrek spots the enemy Arty, we want to get shots on them. The Emil's trying to follow him up. I think he's shooting into the rear of our Shrek. Shrek's managed to make it up near the cap area, but he's not close enough at the moment. And in fact, actually, he's turned around to face the Emil, and he's got taken out. In fact, he was actually taken out by the GW Panther on the enemy team. But luckily, our LTG got the enemy Panther. And there goes the Emil, taken out by the Scorpion G from behind. So now there's only 3 enemy left, an LTG, a GW Panther, and an S51. In fact, actually, it wasn't the LTG taking out the enemy GW Panther. It was actually the enemy LTG taking out our GW Panther, and he was fairly close. So I think at this moment, Hacke needs to be aware that there might be an enemy tank close by. It's a possibility the LTG's up this end of the map. The Super Hellcats found the LTG, and Hacke's dialing in. Rounds out. Too short. Hit the rock face instead, and now he's got that long reload. So I don't think he's going to be able to help the Super Hellcat, but the Super Hellcat does, of course, have the 90mm gun. Just worried about this LTG, because they do have very good armor, those things. Just needs to get a good shot, and he's staying behind that rock face. In this circumstances where the enemy's actually going behind the rock face, you should aim either side to try and catch him as he comes out from behind the rock face. The Super Hellcat's staying in position. He's going to have to re-aim anyway. In fact, actually, you can see he just moved backwards. Hacke pulled back into the bushes at the back. That's why the rescue was going over the place. Shouldn't aim at the rock. You should aim either side to try and catch the enemy the moment they appear. Because the enemy's not going to appear on that rock. In fact, yes, he's actually pulled back, so he's in the bushes. There's the LTG. He did come out from behind the rock, but he's not there. He's not in the dip. You're aiming in the wrong direction. In fact, he's now attacking our Super Hellcat. Need to get a shot off onto that LTG. He's trying to aim, but he can't get a solution because the guy's too close now. And that rock's in the way. Okay, we're relying on the Scorpion, who's up on top of the horseshoe at the moment, trying to shoot at him. Just need to get a spot on him first. There's the LTG. Okay, we have been spotted. This is dangerous because the enemy Arty will be dialing in on us straight away. Expect an Arty round to appear at any second. There's 2 left on our team, 3 on the enemy team, and that's the Arty firing. 1 more. There's the LTG. Okay, can he get a shot in? He's been spotted again. Lines up the shot. Oh, yes, the LTG. Now move forward because you're faster at accelerating forward. And that was a near miss by one of the enemy Arty. The other one's still in reload. There he is. The enemy Arty. Oh my gum! He bounced around off us, and it looks like it hit the engine area. It bounced off the engine. Would you believe that? GW Panther has a front-mounted engine, and the GW Panther on the enemy team fired a heat round at us, but the angle at which it struck was so acute. You can actually see it there. It was so acute it couldn't gain purchase, and it couldn't go off. Or was it? No, that's the reciprocator there. That's what it hit. Not the engine deck. It actually hit the reciprocator on the howitzer. And that's why it didn't go through. It hit solid metal. Okay, he's loaded. He's ready to go. This could be fun. Let's see if he can get it. And he gets a hit, but he doesn't kill him. But he's still got all of his health. And the good thing is he's still moving forwards. He didn't try to back away, because you back away very slowly in this, only 12 kilometers an hour. But he's now got the possibility of shotgunning that enemy GW with 1 round. Ooh, and another shot hits the tracks. Now, shotguns him at close range and claims the GW. Now it's 1-on-1. Now, where did that shell hit? One of the shells from the S51 hit the tracks. Didn't do any damage. It was an armor-piercing round. That's why it bounced. The enemy using the wrong ammunition. I can see that that Hacke's actually loaded some premium rounds as well, but he's firing HE at these guys. Lovely! Brilliant shot, wins the game with an HE round and takes out the enemy Arty. Who says Arty can't win battles? Of course they do. What an excellent end to that battle. That was a first-class tanker for Hacke of PIXL clan in the GW Panther. He got a counter battery because he took out both enemy Arty, the GW Panther and the S51. He also got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A shell proof for blocking more damage than hit points of his own vehicle. In fact, he blocked 2 big shots that would have killed him outright. A heat round and an armor-piercing round, which just goes to show they're not the right ammunition to be using from this vehicle. You should be using HE, and he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10, and on top of that, he got a Starks medal. He took out 4 enemy vehicles. To get a Starks, you only need to kill 2, and to receive at least 2 hits, and potentially lose at least 2/3 of your hit points. In fact, he lost more than his actual hit points twice, you could say, in that battle. His win rate was 2,781, which is Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score and see where he is. Well, nowhere did he get the highest damage. The Shrek on our team did 5,334 hit points of damage. He got a high caliber for that. Second highest damage went to the Emil one who killed the Shrek. He got 3,068 hit points. And the third highest damage went to the GW Panther on the enemy team, who actually picked up a Confederate and 2,054 hit points. But he couldn't kill Hacke, who actually came in with 1,598 hit points, and he was actually beaten by 4 members of the enemy team, 2 on his own, which meant he came 7th on damage caused. So a very good performance, because he was the last man alive in the game. When it came to kills, he shared the top spot, because 3 members of his team managed to get 4 kills. The Shrek, Hacke, and the Scorpion G all got 4. 3 kills went to the S51 on the enemy team and their LTG, and 2 kills went to the Emil, the LT432, and the E25. When it came to base XP, he's in second place because he got 976. The Shrek managed 1,547, the only player to get over 1,000 base in the game, and the third place man was the Skoda T56 on his team, who managed 728. Hacke fired 16 rounds. That's a good score. 7 direct hits on the enemy, 2 penetrating shots, and 12 splash. Damage of 1,598 hit points, of which 742 were at more than 300 meters. I suspect that those penetrating shots were actually on both enemy Artys. No, surprisingly, the GW wasn't penetrated, but was the S51? Yes, of course, because that shell went straight through him at close range. So I can only guess that maybe it was the LTG. No, it wasn't the LTG. The Super Hellcat. Yes, only 4 hit points, but when he hit him, he actually wiped him out completely. Going back to the details, he received 2 hits from the enemy. Both were non-penetrations. Those were the shots from the enemy Arty, firing the wrong ammunition, the heat round and the armor-piercing round. And 1 result as a way of splash damage. Yes, they switched to HE after that, and of course, it was too late, because he'd already killed the GW, and when he came across the S51, he used 1 round, let it dial in, let it auto-aim onto the target, and even though the S51 backed off, there was no way he was going to avoid that. All his crew on the outside of the vehicle, the GW, they're all sitting at the back, and they just blasted him out of existence. He blocked damage of 400 hit points in total, so that's definitely more than the hit points of his own vehicle, and that's why he got the Stark's Medal. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, both in the Arty, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, 787 hit points of stun assist of 10 stuns. He earned 25,822 credits on a free-to-play account, and after ammunition and consumables, took away 4,902 credits profit. 976 base XP, 4,685 for mission completion, and took away 5,661 experience points altogether. He says, Arty shotgun for the win. It certainly was, and that was a great battle. What an ending to that one. I think the rest of his team owes him a beer, because he saved their game. And I'm sure when some of them were looking at the results afterwards, saying, how did that GW Panther survive after being left with 2 enemy Arty and an LTG to kill? And the LTGs are really, really difficult tanks to kill. They may only be light tanks, but they've got very, very thick armor on some parts of their vehicle, as Steve Walsh found out at the weekend when he was shooting them. So, yes, well done indeed, Hacke. Nice to see Arty win in an Arty versus Arty battle. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.